Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, working hard, saving every penny, reading all the books about getting rich, yet your finances still don't improve? You try to stay positive, make plans, set goals, but by the end of the month your bank account is still empty. Life keeps spinning in a cycle of financial stress. Maybe you've read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a book often referred to as the Bible of success mindset. You finish it feeling inspired, hopeful that just by thinking right, money will come your way. But then what? 1 month, 3 months, 6 months go by, and nothing changes. And you start to wonder, maybe I'm not good enough? Or worse, maybe this book only works for other people, not me? Here's the truth. You're not wrong. That book really does contain powerful principles, but there's a part that very few people truly understand, and even fewer actually apply effectively. And that's why this video exists. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 mindset strategies that truly wealthy people use. Not wishful thinking, not blind belief, but the core principles Napoleon Hill distilled, and you can start using them today. If you've ever doubted yourself, felt discouraged by disappointing results, keep watching. The answer might be right here. Strategy number 1. Shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. If you've ever read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, you've probably felt this. All wealth begins from within, from the way you think about money, value, and opportunity. But here's what most people don't say outright. Not everyone starts with the right foundation. And the first foundational shift is in your mindset of scarcity. A scarcity mindset is a subtle way of thinking that slowly erodes your inner belief system. It doesn't show up through loud declarations. It hides in everyday thoughts like, I don't have enough money to invest. If I spend this, what if I need it tomorrow? People like me don't get those kinds of opportunities. This constant sense of lacking, fearing, and holding back causes you to shrink. You don't dare to try, to risk, or most importantly, to believe you deserve abundance. In contrast, successful people, those who genuinely apply a wealthy mindset, think very differently. They don't live in denial, but they hold a deep belief that opportunity is always around. Money is constantly moving. Value is something you create, not something measured just by a bank balance, but by your mindset of creating impact. They live with an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset isn't blind faith that money will magically show up. It's the belief that I can always create more. This market is bigger than I imagined. I don't need to take anyone's slice. There's enough for everyone. They think differently, and they speak differently. They replace, how do I save more money, with how do I create more value. They don't say, I don't have money. They ask, what do I need to learn to increase my income? This difference may seem small, but it's what enables them to invest when others are afraid, to expand when others shrink, and to dream big when others only dream of getting by. So the real question is, how do you shift from scarcity to abundance? Step 1. Pay attention to the way you speak and think each day. Notice phrases like, I can't, I don't have, I'm afraid to lose, and consciously shift them. Instead of, I don't have enough to invest, try. I'm learning how to invest wisely with a small amount. Instead of, I can't do that job, try. I don't know how yet, but I can learn. Step 2. Surround yourself with abundance. You can't think big if all you hear daily are complaints about rising prices, job insecurity, and wealth is just luck. Find people who inspire with substance. Read books, listen to podcasts, join communities where people believe growth is possible and sharing is part of success. Step 3. Build new evidence for new beliefs. Try something small, launch a mini product, invest a small amount, share your knowledge, and observe what happens. When you see yourself creating value or cash flow, even in small ways, you'll start to believe, hey, I can do this. Napoleon Hill once said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But to truly believe, you must clear out old beliefs and rebuild your thinking system. So, if you're serious about building wealth, Don't start with your bank account. Start with your mindset. Shift from scarcity to abundance. From I can't to how can I? That's the foundation. And once you've got this down, the next 4 strategies become incredibly powerful. Strategy number 2. Believe that you deserve to be wealthy. You can learn every wealth-building principle, master all the money-making skills, and even take consistent action every day, but if deep down you believe, I don't deserve to be wealthy, then at some point, your efforts will hit an invisible wall, and you won't even see it coming. This belief doesn't always show up clearly. It often hides behind small reactions. You reject an opportunity because it seems too good to be true. You hesitate to charge a higher price for your service because I'm not good enough yet. You delay investing in yourself because you think, I don't deserve something that good. All of these come from a core belief. You think you're not worthy. And this is one of the most dangerous silent saboteurs in your journey to building a wealthy mindset. Why does this belief exist? Maybe as a child you heard things like, rich people are bad. Maybe you saw your parents argue about money and thought, money causes problems. Or maybe you absorbed collective beliefs like, wealth is fate, not everyone is lucky. These repeated messages became the operating system of your thinking. They made you self-sabotage even when you had the knowledge, ability, and opportunity to succeed. On the other hand, truly successful people share one belief. They believe they deserve it. Not because they're better than anyone else, but because they understand this. Wealth isn't a reward for a special few. It's the natural result of creating value, and anyone can do that. Napoleon Hill once wrote, "No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it." In other words, you must believe it before you receive it. So, how do you rebuild this belief that you deserve to be wealthy? Step 1. Stop putting yourself down. Every time you think, I'm not good enough, ask yourself, based on what? If the answer is, I haven't achieved anything big yet, then remember, no one starts out perfect. Worthiness doesn't come from achievement. It comes from being a human capable of learning, growing, and creating value. Step 2. Identify and uninstall limiting beliefs. Write down every phrase you've heard about money. Then ask, is this actually true? Or just true for someone else? You'll realize that many of your beliefs don't even belong to you. Step 3. Visualize your wealthy self. Not in a fantasy way, but ask yourself, if I believed I truly deserved to be wealthy, how would I act differently? How would I dress? How would I speak? Who would I spend time with? You don't need to wait until you have money to feel worthy. That feeling, if nurtured today, becomes the magnet that draws in action, opportunities, and resources to take you further. Remember this, others may doubt you, but if you also doubt yourself, you've already lost before you even begin. And if you're questioning whether you can change that belief, here's the good news. You've just crossed the first threshold. You've recognized the old belief and now you're ready to rewrite it. The next strategy will show you how to turn that belief into sustainable daily action. Are you ready? Strategy number 3. Long-term thinking. Daily action. One of the clearest differences between people who constantly struggle financially and those who steadily rise isn't knowledge, but the time frame they think in. Poor people think in days, middle-class people think in months, and wealthy people think in decades. That's not a joke, it's the truth. If you're living like this, how do I pay this month's rent? What do I need to do to cover my child's tuition next week? Maybe if I work a few extra hours this month, I'll make it. Then I'm sorry, but you won't break through. Because you're stuck in firefighting mode, just trying to fix the immediate problem with no space for long-term strategy. Long-term thinking isn't about dreaming big. It's about seeing today's actions as building blocks for the next one, 5 or 10 years. The key question to ask yourself is, will what I'm doing today lead me to a better future? Napoleon Hill once said, patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Patience, persistence, consistent effort. These are the 3 ingredients no true success can do without. So, how do you shift to long-term thinking in real life? Start by defining your destination. Not just, I want to be rich, but something specific. How much passive income do you want in 5 years? What kind of work do you want to be doing in 3 years? Where do you want to live? How many hours do you want to work per week? The more specific you get, the easier it becomes to make smart decisions now. Break down the big vision into daily actions. Want financial freedom in 5 years? Then what are you learning today? What are you reading? How much are you saving each week? Successful people don't do 100 big things in 1 month. They do one small but important thing every day without fail. Track your progress. You can't improve what you don't measure. Each week, write down, what did I do to move closer to my long-term goal? Writing keeps you conscious, strengthens your commitment, and helps you correct your course before it's too late. Resist short-term temptations. So many people quit on big goals because they can't resist small rewards. Spending money to feel deserving. Quitting a job out of exhaustion. Putting off learning a new skill because I'll start next week. But long-term thinkers are different. They know that saying no today means saying yes to more tomorrow. Make action a habit. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait until you're ready. Just show up consistently, even if it's only 15-30 minutes a day to study, write, save, or build your personal brand. One day you'll look back and realize you've gone farther than you ever imagined. Long-term thinking doesn't give you instant results, but it keeps you from drifting off course, giving up halfway, or staying stuck in survival mode forever. Success doesn't come from speed. It comes from direction and walking in it every single day. And those who stick with it long enough will eventually reach a point where others think they're just lucky. So if you've built the belief that you deserve to be wealthy, strategy number 2, then strategy number 3 is how you start walking that path in the most grounded and practical way. The next strategy will help you answer a crucial question. Who should I walk this path with? Because no one can go the distance alone. Strategy number 4, choose the right environment and connect with the right people. One thing few people notice when talking about the mindset of wealth is this: you cannot develop a wealthy mindset in a poor environment. And here I'm not just talking about financial poverty. I'm talking about poverty in thinking, in the way people speak, and in how those around you perceive success. Think about it. If you spend your time with friends who constantly complain about work, fear risks, mock the rich, and always say things like, as long as we have something to eat, it's good enough, how will you grow? You might be a strong-willed person, but you can't resist your environment forever. It will affect you, silently, slowly, bit by bit. Napoleon Hill called this concept a mastermind, a group of people with shared mindsets, common goals, and aligned directions who support each other to grow. And he emphasized, no one becomes successful without the right mastermind behind them. So ask yourself, who is shaping your mindset every day? Take a moment to reflect. Do the people you talk to daily energize you or drain you? Do they talk about ideas, solutions, and the future, or gossip, fears, and negativity? Do they encourage you to try new things, invest in yourself, and break out of your comfort zone, or do they laugh when you have a bold idea? You can't think differently if everyone around you thinks small. And if your current environment doesn't support growth, don't worry. You can change it. You don't need to cut everyone off immediately. Just start adding the right people. Follow inspiring creators on YouTube, podcasts, or in books. Join online communities that share a growth mindset. Reach out to 1-2 people you genuinely admire and can learn from. Create a new mental environment for yourself, one where phrases like, "You've got this," "Go for it either way, you'll learn," "What can I improve next?" are just part of everyday life. You can't build wealth alone. No matter how independent you are, you still need an ecosystem, people who help you stay mentally sharp, take the right actions, and never settle for less than you're capable of. Remember, if you're someone with big dreams stuck in a stagnant environment, you'll always feel too different, and eventually, you'll start doubting yourself. But if you're in a space where others are striving, open-minded, and thinking big, you'll feel right at home. So don't just change your thoughts. Change the environment around you. Relationships aren't just emotional, they're strategic for your mindset. And once you step into the right environment, you won't need to try so hard alone. You'll have momentum, you'll have lasting motivation, and you'll go further than you imagined. Oh, The next strategy and the final piece will help you overcome the biggest obstacle: procrastination caused by waiting for perfection. And yes, you guessed it, we're going to talk about taking action even when you're not ready. Strategy number 5, take action even when it's not perfect. Do you know what kills more dreams than anything else? Not lack of knowledge, not lack of money, not lack of time, but waiting. Waiting until you feel good enough. Waiting until everything is perfect. Waiting until you have a flawless plan. But here's the truth. That day when you feel completely ready will never come. Most wealthy and successful people have one clear thing in common. They act. They start when they're still unsure. They move forward even when things are unclear. And along the way they learn, adjust, and improve. Napoleon Hill once wrote, "Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand." That quote isn't just for posters. It's a truth, and if you truly embrace it, you'll break free from the trap of procrastination today. You don't need a perfect website to start a business. You don't need a finance degree to start investing. You don't need to know everything to reach out to a mentor. You just need to take the first step, even if it's not perfect. Imperfect action is the language of progress. The more you act, the more momentum you build. The sooner you make mistakes, the faster you learn. And here's something interesting. People don't care if you're perfect. They care if you're doing something real. The fear of being judged, the fear of rejection, the thought of, "I'm not good enough yet." All of that fades when you shift from thinking to doing. Action gives you data. It gives you experience. It gives you real proof to quiet the doubts in your mind. So, if you've gone through the 4 strategies before this, you've embraced an abundance mindset, you believe you deserve financial success, you're thinking long-term, you've found an uplifting environment, then now there's nothing left but to take action. Write that first email, send that first invite, film that first video, make that first investment, even make that first mistake. It's okay, as long as you start. Action is the only thing that turns mindset into results. Not perfect, but real, but forward-moving, but alive. In summary, to truly build a sustainable wealth mindset, you need to step out of scarcity and choose to see abundance. Believe you're worthy of financial success. Think long-term and take consistent daily action. Be in an environment that lifts you up, not drags you down. And most importantly, start taking action, even when it's not perfect. You don't have to change your whole life in one day, but you do need to choose to do something different starting today. If this video gave you value, hit like, share it with a friend who needs motivation, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful insights on financial mindset and personal growth.